Okay, so The Last of Us, episode 6. So before we talk about episode 6, I really didn't get to make a video about episode 5, so I'm just gonna go over it real quick. I like the bloater. I really didn't give a shit about Kathleen, and they handled Sam and Henry brilliantly. Every change they did with those two was for the better, and I loved how it turned out. Kathleen, though, she's a bitch. I really didn't care for her. And her death was epic. I loved it. So episode 6 is the first time they do a time jump, I think, since the third episode with Bill and Frank. But I really don't count those because it was like a flashback episode. We pick up with Joel and Ellie, and they really kept it close to the game in this one. They kind of played with the timeline and the locations a little bit, but all in all, they're really sticking to the source material 100%. They're really taking Joel and making him a real human being, because they're giving him like heart problems, and he really can't concentrate. He's kind of like slipping a little bit, and in the game we have this power, this control over him, and he's almost like indestructible. He's as strong as we make him. But if you're gonna make him feel like a real human being, yeah, they're gonna have to, like, gotta ground him a little bit, because in the game you can just go and shoot and kill as many people as you want, but in the show that kind of takes a toll on the character, and if they want to make him a believable, real human being, then yeah, they're taking the right decisions. So I've seen some people complain. They're saying that, oh, Joel is weak, Joel is kind of a wimp, he's a little bitch. Well, yeah, because you're comparing him to the game version of Joel, and the game version of Joel was a fucking monster. It was a video game character, and I'm not taking credit away from the video. I love video game Joel. I absolutely adore video game Joel, but you can't really take a video game character and put him directly into the show, because in the video game you have agency, and in the show, if you want to make him a real believable character, you kind of have to tone him down a few notches. So most of the episode takes place in Jackson, and Jackson, they pretty much recreated Jackson to perfection. We get reintroduced to Tommy, we get introduced to Maria, played by I'm blanking on her name right now, but yeah, I put it on the screen. And I really love how they're slowly revealing Joel's past with Tommy, and Tommy was really kind of very traumatized by the things they had to do. And Ellie knows it, and most importantly, she doesn't really judge him that much. She kind of likes that he did that in a very fucked up way. So Joel asks Tommy to take Ellie, and when Ellie finds out, they recreate that scene from the game, that you don't know what loss is scene, that very popular scene, and they had to pretty much nail it. But I don't feel they hit the nail with that scene as they've done throughout the show, because for some reason I felt the performances were a bit stiff. You know what I mean? Like in the game, they had a bit more emotion to them. They emoted better, but here they kind of like, their faces were kind of still. They didn't really emote very well, but that's just me. Other than that, they pretty much recreated that line by line, and yeah, it was alright. Eventually Joel takes Ellie, because of course he does. They're the duo of the show, and they go to the university, and I like that they added the monkeys running around. That was pretty fun. Like, I remember that from the game. And the Raiders get to the place and they stab Joel, and that's a pretty clever change, because you can't really make Joel get impaled by a stick of metal sticking out and having survived like in the game. That wouldn't really fly on TV. They're staying very loyal to the source material, but at the same time changing it up just enough for you to stay on edge, to guess. Like, they keep you guessing, and they give the characters humanity. And I'm not saying that the characters in the game did not have that, but they they bring him down to earth even more than in the games. And I love how they are representing that with the whenever like Joel gets anxious, his heart starts beating too fast, or all those little details, his hearing, he's very frustrated that he's old and he's not functioning like he used to, and that makes him scared because he's starting to care for Ellie and he's afraid that he's not gonna be able to protect her and he's gonna lose a daughter again. And that is just, all that is original for the TV show. And I love that we have now these two stories, these two versions of the same story, these two versions of the characters that we can enjoy all over again. And I am absolutely eating it up. Anyways, guys, those are my thoughts on The Last of Us episode 6. Have you seen this episode? Please let me know down in the comments below what you think. Remember to follow me at caffeine.prince98 on Instagram and at NJ Ultra Flick Show on TikTok. I don't have Twitter because I hate it, and Facebook is for the memes. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.